What's going on, ladies and gentlemen of the fine print is Lyle Wapo, and today I have a very, very special guest. Somebody, BW's very own, but I'll let him tell you. Here he is. Today I have my special guest is good old AT. How you doing, bub?
What's up, brother? It's me, AT. And if you ain't know, I'm the two-time BWO champion, the face of the BWO. What's up, y'all?
That's good, man. Hey, that belt is looking pretty and proper, man. It's looking proper. Man, and especially we want to know, how did you actually obtain such beauty?
Listen, man, it was a long ass journey. I've been a part of the BWO for well over 2 years at this point, going on 3 soon. This time I won the Golden Mic, but this is also my second time having the title. The first time I had it, probably having the shortest reigning title reign of all time. But this time I won the Golden Mic, and I cashed in on one of my bros, Jada Ace.
Wow, he didn't expect. I'm sure he's your brother, and he's been kind of missing action, but I'm pretty sure when he comes back, either he could break bread with you and congratulate you, or try to get what's his. But hey, congratulations. Like I said, that Golden Mic, if you didn't see it, it's at BWO's YouTube page, and it was one hell of a match, I tell you. And it was just wow. But
yeah, I think with Jada Ace, if he come back and he want a title shot, he definitely can have it. I will say this, if y'all don't know, is that it was kind of poetic because a year ago he actually cashed in. He took the title from me.
Oh wow. Okay. So
I don't feel too bad about taking it from him this time, So
well, hey, that's awesome. I mean, what comes around goes around. What is it in the Bible? It says eye for an eye, right?
Something like that. A 2 for a 2 or a 3 for 3. I don't know.
But anyways, you said you've been in the BWO for 2-3 years, correct?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, so finally, as Vagabond said last week, that he tried to get you get out the show and go to other places. We finally see you at the foundation. How do you feel about being there right now, since the draft is already 2 weeks happened from removed from today? How do you feel about it? How do you feel about going and actually furthering out? But I know you haven't had a match yet, so I mean, how do you feel about it?
It's not really about having a match yet. I'm just trying, feel the land, the layout, get to know everybody, talk every once in a while in the locker room. But it feels good. I've been contemplating stepping out and venturing out into the promoverse, and I'm actually intrigued. I think that my journey in the BWO was dope. There's some ups and downs, some hard times, but I think I learned a lot. And from what I've been told and what I understand is that the BWO is quite a standard. It's very different, and I think that my style, I don't even know if it would fit with everybody else, but I know I'm creative enough and I'm good enough and I'm ready to take y'all on.
I can't lie about that. You do got some creative style. If they haven't watched you, if somebody don't know who you are, it's not because of your fault of your own, of course. It's because BWO has stood off the map and been their own. But AT's he's one of the best. I mean, and I think you're gonna turn heads of Foundation. And let me tell you, the thing about Foundation is BWO is you guys have a standard and you guys prove it. A lot of BWO alumni has stepped out of the shadows and are champions everywhere. You guys, everywhere you go, you got BWO, BWO alumni, like I said, and that had to intrigue you. That had to make you want to step out. And to have BWO's very own heavyweight champion stepping into the realm, that's got to be special. You did go into the draft either, which like I said, a lot of people haven't seen you, but they know of your caliber. But when you go into the foundation, I know you said you haven't had a match yet or whatever, but what is your who do you want? Who have you been eyeing? Who have you been eyeing, and who have you want to see that you want to challenge?
Regarding who I've been eyeing for a match, I can't say I've been eyeing anybody for a match, but I have been eyeing one person that has intrigued me, and that is none other than my best friend, A-List Alverson, my bestie.
Wow, and that's awesome because A-List, when A-List came into BWO, I was wondering how was he going to fare, especially with his style, especially the way he is. And he did rather well, and I was shocked. I was surprised. But that's the thing about it. Like I said, I stepped into the BWO realm too about 2 or 3 years. I finally stepped in, and it is a different standard, And I do feel comfortable with it because, like I said, I grew up in Brooklyn, New York, and I feel like I can say what I want to say. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people can't adjust. But see, here's the thing about BWO to me. I think you guys can adjust better to the foundation than anybody in the foundation adjusting to BWO. Is that a statement true, or do you think I'm off on that?
I mean, to my understanding, it's we have different type of divisions, and I think now we have a pure shooter division, pure champion. Because I know there are people that are not tech savvy, that are not good with the graphics, that are not good in with all those elements. But I think that because we do have the cinematic aspect, if you will, I think it does take us a little further. So it makes sense that we're easy to step out anywhere because we can do both. A lot of us are good at graphics, good at all the animations, and some people aren't. But I think that's a good step.
I mean, as far as this game is concerned, because like I said, I feel, and I'm trying myself to venture and make this promoing a big thing. That's what my main goal, even though I won't probably get to see it, but I want to make it as big as video games because we can be. I think the graphics and the cinema is probably good because we can attract people in that genre. But I think for the people that don't, or don't, because I don't think you can't. I just think some people don't want to do it.
True.
But they're not going to. I don't think that they will survive as far as well as we evolve. So what do you have to say to people that do you think people need to and they must adapt, or do you think that being a pure shooter, just standing in front of a wall or just outside walking, is that gonna are you gonna have to one day just snap out of it and do what we do?
I think that people are gonna have to evolve. I think because I'm in the BWO, that's all I know, right? So for me, watching some of the promos, people just, especially like the vertical, when people have it, just I hated it so much. I complained to them. I'm like, yo, y'all need to start doing landscape, all right? Because it's ugly to watch a vertical video phone. But I think that people are going to have to adapt. That being said, I do think that as a promo verse, it grows. You still should have that lane for them, though. You should still have a space for them to be able to just purely shoot. Right. And not deal too much with graphics. But I will say there is a bare minimum, like having an intro. That's the bare minimum, okay?
Right.
Having music is the bare minimum. Like make sure your promos are at least entertaining in some way, because some people don't have the voice for it. Some people do. So just make sure you're entertaining in some way.
I mean, you're right about that because, like I said, if I sit there, somebody's going to talk 4.5 minutes. Sometimes people do 6 minutes. You want to sit there and you want to be entertained. You want to. Now, I mean, a lot of people are. I want to say because I'm going to use Don Crypto for. He's a poet. He goes up there and that's what he does. He goes and does his little thing. But
he got the voice.
Exactly, he's got the voice. But if you don't have the voice, like you said, it's not going to be intriguing, and you're not going to capture me. I'm not going to sit there for especially judges. Sometimes you sit there for 4.5, 5 minutes, like you need that little eye candy. I'm not going to sit there and want to watch somebody sit there and say something, even though they are very interesting as far as the story goes. But you're right. You do need some of that graphic to keep you posted, especially now in this day and age. A lot of people get distracted.
Yeah, for sure.
And go ahead, bud.
I say, to be fair, when I first did join the BWO, not everyone wasn't doing it. There's only a certain amount of people. Mm-hmm. And the person that I actually kind of studied out there in the beginning was Trevor. Like Trevor was the one who's blowing everybody's minds away with his how he did his videos. And so from there, I kind of just took that foundation and kind of took it a little further up. But I think that we all had to evolve. And so the evolving that you're talking about, the BWO has gone through it already.
Right. And to me, it seems like I said, I do a lot of graphics and stuff. I like doing my graphics. I like, Siness is another person that he does graphics, so he could survive in BWO. But like you said, that shooter's division, just like you're multi-talented. You can do the shooter, you can do the graphic, you can do all that stuff. You do the trifecta. I'm the same way. I can shoot too, but I think that's a great idea with the shooting division because, like you said, some people that just don't, want to evolve yet. Because, like you said, you're gonna have to evolve. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. One day, it's just gonna be like you're not gonna be winning anything because you're just gonna sit there and be like, wait a minute, you gotta learn. But like you said, like things change, people change, and like the graphics. Like, what do you about graphics? Being that you got graphics behind you now. What do you think makes
it graphic? This is where I live.
Oh, where you live? I'm sorry. What? Duh.
What?
I should have drank that. I should have drank that Corona before getting on, right? Nah, I'm just
No,
sure. But yeah, no, you do live in a nice place. But I meant to say the graphics that you use on your things. Now, um, do you think that people should stay consistent as far as your storytelling, as far as your character, or do you think change is always evident that you have to change? I know, like I said, I noticed you have a certain way about you. That you have a certain you do things in order. You do things consistently, but you do change when you have to,
yeah.
and you do with the opponent. But what do you say to that? Do you think that you need to change, or should it be consistent in order for you to, what's the what to be successful? What do you do?
I think you should be consistent. I think you should only change when you have to adapt. And the times I did change is because I had to change. And that's wanted to have fun. Like, the first gimmick that I had was the power player, which I still am, but the power player. Then I had Mr. Hypnotic, which a lot of people don't know about. He's locked up in his cage.
Mhm.
And then I did Namaste T. And that was a result of, that was after I had lost the title to Jada Ace. I had won King of the Mic. And so I had the King gimmick. And then the whole BWO locker room jumped me and said, death to the King. And I was like, well, shit, if I'm dead now, I can't be the King no more. So, and I was upset because I'm like, damn, yo, why everybody coming my neck like that? And then Jada Ace took the title. And I was like, you know what? Let me go away for a few weeks. And I came back. I went on vacation. I started doing yoga, became Namaste AT. And then I joined the Pillars and we back to being, who I am today. But yeah, I had to change.
And I tell you, the Pillars are that's a great faction. You got a lot of strong people there. Was it led by? Is it led by Don Krypton, or you guys are basically equals, or you have a chain of command, or what's?
Nah, we don't have no chain of command. We all equals. I think that some of us had more bigger chances, and they were the face at some point. But I think we did a good job keeping it even. If you look at all our accomplishments, we all got it. Me and Jada only, world champions in the group, whereas Jay and Joey, they're the only Talk Your Shit title champions. But then you got me and Don, who are the only King of the Mic champions. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we all kind of pretty even.
Well, that's good. And like you said, you guys do got a story. You guys got a pretty you all decorated. So I mean, you can't front that. Probably as being one of the best factions in BWO. Now, besides that, and the EOR, what other? I didn't see no other faction. What other factions have ever graced the screens of BWO? What other factions have you had to go through before knocking them out?
Yeah, I think about. So I know the delegation. The delegation was one which I was also part of. Same thing with Jada Ace. That was more like the akin to the corporation in WWE. The guys in power to a degree. Who else we got? We got other people too. I don't look at everybody else.
You don't get where you at if you just staring at everybody else and everybody doing the thing. But yeah, that's like I said.
Mayhem too, Mayhem as well.
Mayhem, yeah, I remember. Yeah, because now Mayhem's all over the place.
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, I'm not too familiar right now. I don't know, but who's your next on your list of that you got to defend your title against? Who's the next your next opponent?
Oh man, the next person on my list to defend my title against is actually Bones.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I got a match with Bones at Promo 10th. Yeah, that's happening.
Nah, that's gonna be a nice one. Now Bones, man, Bones is he's a staple there. What do you think? Like, do you think Bones basically? Because I know Bones got that gritty style. He's tough love Bones. That's what he got. Is there anything that Bones had done for you to make you up your game, to make you change the way that you play the game?
I like how you posed that question because I was about to say no, but then you said and I like your question. I think that me and Bones has never faced each other. This will be the first time.
Okay.
To him, I was ducking him. To me, he was ducking me. And so it's kind of interesting that we're finally about to clash. We're supposed to have a match at WrestleMania, at Promo Mania, but things happened. I ended up cashing in on Jada Ace, and now here we are. I think Bones is, if anything that I've learned from Bones is to just not give a damn by anybody else but yourself. That's what I learned from Bones. And so now going into our match, I don't give a damn about how he gonna feel when I come at his neck. I don't care about how he gonna feel when I cut my promo. Cause me and Bones, we ain't ever faced, but we got history. And if you paid attention, you'll know. So this has potential to be the greatest match in BWO history, and probably in Promoverse history, because we got history.
Everybody needs to start staring. Then everybody needs to watch, man, because like I said, you guys do have killer matches. Now, speaking of killer matches, and I know you guys made this BXT, which is a great idea, by the way. I mean, I know some people have tried to do something like that and failed, but it seems to me like it's very successful. I had a couple matches of BXT as well. Who do you see as somebody coming up, an up and comer, or somebody that you know that's going to be in business when they go on the main roster? Who do you have a feeling that's going to be, the it factor?
The it factor?
Yeah.
Let me see, because I don't really watch that. I don't really care about BXT, but there is this one character that I like a lot. It's the one with the mask, like the
Lifeless.
The shiny mask. Who the fuck is that?
Lifeless.
Guy? Lifeless.
Yeah, Lifeless.
I get my life from Lifeless. I like that guy. I wonder who he is. He's like he's a gritty, nitty gritty, and talking and shit. See, I like that. I like people that have character.
Right.
I look forward to the day I guess they get unmasked, but right now I'm enjoying the ride. I hope they come to the main roster and start competing as well, because that'll be fun.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, and I know you like you said, you're gonna I don't care. That's what you do to win. That's your success rate, is by you carrying. Who I don't give a crap about. But some of these up and comers we still got to watch, because you never know, man. Like you got like the Master Puff. Have you seen any of his stuff?
No.
Okay, Master Puff is he's pretty good. He's a pretty good character. How about AP? I know you know AP. Everybody knows AP.
Yeah.
So what do you think about AP? What intrigues you about AP?
I mean, I'm not really too familiar with their work, but I'm familiar with them in the locker room.
Oh,
so I don't know.
Okay.
I don't watch BXT.
I feel you. I mean, why not? You're. I mean, why do you have to? You're on top of the world. That's all you need to care about. Now, your plans. As far I know, you plan to keep that title, but
that's damn right.
And yeah, then I mean, you got a great chance. Like I said, I think Bones, you and Bones is going to be one hell of a fight. But now, what are your plans? Now that you stepped out of the zone, like you said, what are your plans? Do you plan to play that AT, or do you plan to play a different role? Do you plan to like experiment? Let's say at the foundation, try to change the element of. Do you plan to go in as AT, dominate, or do you plan to just go ahead and try to dominate somebody else?
Right now I'm being myself. I think the most important thing is going in and kind of scope out the competition, scope out who's out there. But I'm the face of the BWO, but I just plan to be the face of the foundation.
The foundation, yeah.
Maybe
you could be.
Continue to be the power player.
You could. Hey, Bones is right now. He's the champion there too. I mean, you might want you might want to just make Juneteenth or whatever. What is it, promo team? You might want to make promo team interesting and say, hey, title for title, buddy. I mean, that sounds like an interesting match.
I actually didn't consider that.
I mean, hey, that's gonna. I mean, the more stuff to do, the better off the match will be, because now it's do or die.
I mean, I know Bones is trying to be Thanos out here and collect every title, so
yeah,
that's actually pretty intriguing.
I think so too, and I think
maybe we should make that happen, Bones. What do you think?
Yeah, man, I think we should. I think right now, I think you should put it out there, and maybe we can hit the powers that be. Like, hey, I think we need a title for title. What do you think? Because BWO is going to be Promoverse, right? So
yeah, I will say this too. Although I love the idea, I'm not sure what they got planned. I'm not sure if Bones. I think Bones has an opponent already.
Right.
Or maybe they end up being my opponent. Who knows? So.
Oh yeah, it's Don Krypton. Don Krypton's gonna face him at Guts and Glory.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a good match too. And like I said, I enjoy your stuff. I like I said, I have to watch the product, because like I said, I do this stuff. But yeah. I mean, like I said, BWO. I regret not finding you guys sooner, because I really enjoy the product. I really do, and I figure that if you, because like I said, right now I've been struggling. Everybody struggles. Everybody has a little a slump, but if you see me back 2 years ago, man, I had every title everywhere. I was pretty good. Right now, I'm just, I guess, because I'm everywhere. But anyways, regardless of fact, I'm glad that you are stepping out. You know, you're tiptoeing elsewhere. And Vagabond, what do you think about Vagabond? Vagabond, how do you feel about Vagabond?
Vagabond, we got history too, man. You know, I used to whoop his ass all the time. Well, enough times, whether single or tag team. Then the last match we had, he finally won, and I was happy for him. I was actually genuinely happy that he beat me. But then he got a little big headed and was trying to beat everybody in the pillars. That's not how that works. You know, I probably didn't go as hard as I should have, but I think that Vagabond is dope. I like his gimmick. I like what he stands for, and I think he's also one of those people that when I first came in up until now, he actually was there before me, but I've seen how he's adapted to the new style that came along, the cinematic aspect. He's been rocking it, man, and it makes me happy to see what he's doing elsewhere. You know, we was in the locker room not too long ago. He was telling me like he was talking trash, and he was saying, "Over here, I got this title. I'm doing this." He said, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Bro, I'm clearly the BWO title champion." But that being said, I'm happy for him, man. I'm proud of him.
I mean,
but I don't want him to get too comfortable because
he is. I mean, he's been very, very comfortable. I mean, rightfully so. He's been. I mean, he's been backing up what he's saying. But he's been powerful, man. He's been he said, I'm sorry. Yeah, he said he claims you guys. He says that no matter what happens, he's a BWO. He claims that he gives you guys credit for his successes, and that's pretty cool and pretty awesome. Because, like I said, when I first started with him, he wasn't the way he is now. He used to rely on the demon a lot. But now he seems like he stepped into his comfort zone, and he's more like, he uses more words and stuff. So he's actually getting the gritty part of being Vagabond. So anyways, so AT, man, what made you create? Because you said you was a couple of people, you had a couple personas. Which one is your favorite persona, and why do you choose? Why do you like that persona?
Yeah, I probably. Okay, what's the next question? I think what came to mind immediately was Mr. Hypnotic. And Mr. Hypnotic was, I think that was a character, and that was the match that kind of put me up there. Because after that match, like a match or two later, I got a champion. I got a chance to go for the title for the first time. But I think it's Mr. Hypnotic. He's crazy. He's psychotic. He's hilarious, and I think I have the most fun when he's around. And also that's why I like Vagabond. I think that Vagabond and Mr. Hypnotic would be a fantastic duo, a fantastic tag team. I think that would be fantastic. But again, Mr. Hypnotic, he's locked away because if I let him loose, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not even sure if y'all ready for Mr. Hypnotic.
Nobody's ready. Nobody's ready for Hypnotic. I
don't know, man. He's like Joker and Riddler and Dr. J, all of them mixed together, man.
Oh man, so he's on a whole nother level, huh?
I'm trying to I gotta keep him tame because I don't want him to take over and he end up in the face. gotta keep him locked in, man.
I feel you. and okay, now the judging system between BWO and the Foundation is kind of a little bit different.
Word.
Now, how do you tend to adapt to that? Because a lot of people too that go from Foundation to BWO tend to score a lot lower because of what the criteria is.
Yeah.
Now, with your how do you interact with that? Do you because a lot of people don't do their homework per se. So how do you think you would fare going from BWO to the Foundation? What would be your
well, for starters, BWO, they've evolved as well with their judging system criteria. And I used to be one of the most vocal people about it. Like, I'm like, I don't like this, or I feel like this is not fair, or I feel like I need to change some things around. And so they did, actually. Not because of me per se, but all of us. Right. That being said, that's the one thing I will say is that I'm worried about. It is the criteria and how they judge over there at the Foundation. Because I recognize that a lot of people that do well in the Foundation, they don't do well in the BWO. And that's because the criteria is different. So I was wondering, I was questioning, some of the pillars in backstage. I'm like, y'all, do you think that my style would fit with the Foundation? And they legit was like, yeah, you'll be all right. But something I want to do a callback to is you asked a question earlier about adapting to the cinematic stuff and like, shooter. I think that you should adapt, but there's also a point where you may do too much cinematic stuff, too much graphics, too much all that. So you gotta have a balance. That's the key thing, is having a great balance to it. So here in the foundation, I want to make sure that I have a good balance and that I am falling in line. So when I have my first match, we're gonna see. In my mind, I'm the shit, but hopefully I get 100 finally.
I mean, well, if you don't get 100, I'll tell you, you're gonna score pretty high because, I mean, like I said, I've seen you in action, and it's a sight to see it. And your first match is gonna probably be on a big stage. You're not. I mean, I know you can be on Blueprint, but I know your first match will be probably A-list versus you in a big stage sometime somewhere.
Well, right now I'm not trying to fight my bestie. I wanna.
Well, that's true. You're his best friend. That's true. That is your best friend.
But we're supposed to be going on a vacation, supposed to be traveling or something. I don't know.
Well, that's awesome. I didn't know that. That's good. Yeah. I mean, that's awesome. He could be more like a manager to me. I mean, he'd be a hell of a manager.
He's loud enough. He has a loud ass voice.
But anyway, this hey, it's been a pleasure, dude. Like, I got a lot. We talked about a lot. You gave a lot of the people that don't know who you are. But at this part of the show, I definitely love to give my guests the floor and let them say what they want to say, whether it's plugging something, whether it's talking shit about somebody, whether it's whatever you want to do. This is your time to sell yourself. The floor is yours, AT. Let everybody know what's up.
Let me see what's up. AT always got something to say. Again, I'm AT, the face of the BWO. Or you can just start calling me the face, because wherever I go, people look, because I am the face. I got a match coming out with Bones at Promo 10th. Putting my title up, we're going head to head for the first time ever in BWO history. And again, like I said earlier, this has potential to be the greatest match of all time. And honestly, probably the greatest rivalry of all time, because we literally hate each other. So I look forward to talking my shit, and I'm pretty sure he look forward to talking to his. But because y'all don't know me that well yet, I want to let y'all know that I do have something coming out. It's an interview, behind the face, getting to know the face of the BWO. So when it comes out, I'll drop it, but it's a candid interview moment where you get to know AT, who he is, what he is, why he is, where he is, and how he is. That's all.
Awesome. I mean, that's good. We just touched the surface. So when his interview comes out, it's going to be a full depth. And hey, I look forward to seeing it, because you're very intriguing, and I'd like to learn more about the face of the BWO, especially now that he's coming out and trying to be faces everywhere else. The many faces of AT, right?
Yes, sir.
Anyways, like I said, man, I appreciate it. Thank you for giving me your time. Thank you for allowing me to pick your brain a little bit. So now this is where I say goodbye, which I hate saying goodbye, but it's the fine print, and I'm with the man AT, and I appreciate it, and I will see you all next week. Thank you.
Peace out, y'all. Appreciate it.